Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Season 13, Episode 25, overall 684 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac vehicles as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210 and tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family-run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969 and has been a proud sponsor, advertiser of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show for the last 3.5 years. I hope everyone's doing well on this Thursday, March 26, 2026. We've got March Madness going on tonight with 4 basketball games. Major League Baseball is opening up. We've got the NBA going on and the NHL going on. And of course, the March to May and the National Lacrosse League's going on. And there's a whole bunch of big games this weekend in the National Lacrosse League. And I'm looking forward to my guest tonight. I first met him doing freelance media coverage of the Buffalo Bandits starting back in 2022. And it's his first appearance on our show. He's a native of Vancouver, British Columbia. He's a 3-time National Lacrosse League champion, a 1-time Premier League champion, number 8, Chase Fraser with the Las Vegas Desert Dogs. Good evening, Chase. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing very well here on this March 26, 2026, and it's a great time of the year for sports right now with the NLL winding towards the playoffs coming up and that March Madness and NHL and Major League Baseball going on.
No, yeah, it's awesome with sports. You got like a team bracket that we have going on. I actually didn't realize the tournament was starting, so I missed my to put my bracket in, and I got fined for that in court. So I'll be paying for the entry fees anyway. So it is what it is. But yeah, no, a lot's going on, especially baseball starting up. But like you said, most importantly, the old March to May here for us.
And you guys have been playing better lately. You're now 6-7. Not where you want to be, obviously, but you're at a playoff spot right now. And you had a big road win against Rochester last week, 17-13 as well.
No, yeah, it's I haven't been playing for the last couple of weeks due to injury but yeah, no, the guys team's been coming together really well, especially with adding in a couple of pieces, like adding Crowley into that and just getting everybody acclimated on the same page with all that. And it took the first couple games there for that to do that. But no, everybody's bought into the systems on both ends of the ball, defensively and offensively. We're scoring a lot, which is great. Having really good opportunities and great. Yeah, it's going well for us right now.
How tough is it for you, Chase, to be out with an injury? Because in 6 games, you had 10 goals, 12 assists, and 22 points, and you've been out for a bit. So how tough has that been as a professional athlete and wanting to be with your teammates?
No, it's always tough. Being out, not being able to help or be involved and on the floor and kind of do your job, right? Like I'm a lacrosse player, and being injured kind of takes my job away from me, and it sucks. But at the same time, you got to look at it as an opportunity to kind of just grow, dig deep, and just get better, and then come back stronger, and then know that everybody's doing their job a little bit extra and picking up the slack or rope or whatever that's needed until we got injury or until I get off injury reserve.
Is there a time frame approximately you could be back possibly?
Soon. I'll just say that. It's gonna be soon. Yeah.
And you guys have 5 games coming up. You've got Calgary at home on Saturday, and then you got at Colorado, at Philadelphia, and then home and home against a San Diego team that nearly beat the Bandits last Saturday night too. And they're a
No,
tough
yeah,
team.
our last 5 games are crucial, especially with us sitting at 6 and 7 right now, and teams were kind of all playing. They're all fighting for playoff spots here, so we're basically already in the playoffs. And talking to Mitch Jones yesterday, and it's the season's into that ending people's seasons kind of time, and it's you want to be on the better side of that business, so got to keep that going.
Chase, I know when you played in Buffalo, you played with Dane Smith, Josh Byrne, two of the greatest. Now you're playing with Mitch Jones in Las Vegas. How do you compare Jones compared to Smith and Josh Burns?
um, Tough comparison because all three are just three different type of styles of players. Mitch is a great. I played with him my first rookie year in Buffalo in 2016, and just that development from then to now with him has just turned him into a really really good player. Um, you can see with all the points and stuff like that he puts up, and the consistency with his touches, and him and Chris work really really well together. Um, which is great, fun to watch, especially being up top right now. You just see kind of everything developing as it is and how they work together. And he's a really good leader on the floor and off the floor, talking in meetings. They all got a lot of the same kind of attributes, so it's kind of hard to compare. They're all really good players, all really good guys, and yeah, no, it's hard to compare all those three together.
Chase, before we get into some questions, obviously you left the Bandits and signed with Las Vegas. 3 straight championships with the Bandits, part of that dynasty. Now, what did you do with the NLL Cup this summer before you signed with Vegas? What
Oh,
when
this
you had
summer, what
when the
did
players
I end up doing
it
with
was
it?
it was it. Always hear
Pretty
stories about it.
sure I know I had it for yeah, the Pat was it Pat McAfee show. Had it on for that one. Got to hang out with it. Took it golfing a couple times with that, and then pretty sure took it out on the boat for my birthday. But yeah, that was yeah. It was all the guys kind of had it. It was always around because we had like what 10 guys living in Buffalo at the time. So like every weekend, one of the guys would have the trophy. So there'd be some kind of after party shenanigans going on with it.
And just thoughts on Chris Swenson and his son Brett. Brett, who's the ball boy, and Chris has been the voice of the Bandits at the KeyBank Center for 34 years. Just thoughts on them.
Only absolute great things to say about that whole family. Brett was a absolute massive member of the team. He wasn't just the ball boy; he was the is the heart and soul of the Bandits. And Chris is one of the most caring, loving guys out there, most genuine humans that I don't know. You just love to see when you walk into the rink. Just he's there with a really good greeting, and Brett's always there with a big smile and a hug. So that's like one of the biggest things I miss about Buffalo is just seeing them all every time we should got to show up to play and up to the rink, and just his just how bright he made your day, and just it was awesome. So nothing but great things to say about Chris, Brett, and the whole family in general.
Now you've gone from Buffalo, which is a hotbed for lacrosse, to Las Vegas. Can you tell our audience how look indoor lacrosse is growing in Las Vegas right now?
No, it's actually the growth is pretty good. I know we're up a lot in ticket sales this year, and just like what we're doing in the community is going out a lot of places and just talking about it. Like we were at the National Rugby games here. Went to like their pregame party and did like a meet and greet with their players and like their fans, and got a lot of them to come out to our game on the Saturday, and they all had a really good time and are now going to be returning to games here in the future. And that was growing a lot. We've done school program stuff all the time. We got kids coming out to games, asking more questions about camps and stuff like that. So yeah, I see like the emails that we receive and dealing with some of like setting up some of the camps and stuff like that. And we just had our spring break camp, and now all the kids and parents are just nonstop asking, "When's the next one? When's the next one?" Because they're having so much fun, and spreading it out to their friends. Because we're not just doing normal camps; we're doing like beginner ones too, like introductions to lacrosse if you want to get into it. So it's awesome to do out here, and it's the community's taken to it really well. And with it just being sanctioned in high schools now for this next upcoming season, it's going to be a great opportunity for us to really help grow the game of lacrosse on the indoor aspect of things and just outdoor of just getting involved in the community and coaching those teams.
I wish when I was younger, I did play hockey, I played football, basketball, and that, but I didn't know anything about lacrosse or an indoor lacrosse at the time. And I love the sport. It's a combination of basketball, hockey, and a little football too.
And you throw in a little bit of energy of like soccer, right? It's like that same
Yes.
kind of vibe. It's a little bit of everything. And yeah, no, that's what I do. I explain it to the kids and even like just people that are interested in asking me about it when we're out and about. It's a very one of the most exciting sporting events you'll go to. And I've gone to a lot of sporting events and could be biased because I play the sport and I absolutely love the sport, but they're awesome to go to.
How big is the sporting scene exploded in Vegas right now? I guess with you got the Raiders, the Golden Knights, you're going to have Major League Baseball there, and I'm assuming an NBA team, and now the Desert Dogs.
Yeah, and then yeah, all of that. You got the Aces as well, going on with that. And yeah, no, sports here, as you can see, is it's evolving. I remember Vegas was no sports; it was just strictly gambling and casinos and all that. And now it's venturing into the sports. And I live in Summerlin, so west of all of the chaos down there. And that's where the AAA team, baseball team, plays here too. Golden Knights practice facilities out here as well. And then they're building the new stadium for the athletics that's coming out here. And yeah, I've heard rumors of an NBA team showing up as well. So I think it's just good for just Vegas in general to bring sports out because then more people are going to want to watch more different sports, right? Just brings more eyes to everything in general, I think.
Can you tell our audience a little bit about the Desert Dogs facilities and the arena that you play in currently?
Our facility, we share it with the Silver Knights, so which is the um, minor hockey league team that plays out of there. We got our own locker room. It's a great facility, brand new. Seats about what would I say 6,500, 6,000 people. So great size for an NLL venue, especially when we get out. Get it, we get some get some good numbers at times. We got a pretty good number coming out for this weekend. So I've heard through the grapevine of being in the offices. That's great there. Our facilities at our gym we work out at is Project Wellbeing, state of the art, multi-million dollar facility that we have access to with unreal recovery centers with recovery service stuff with that, which is great. And then Dana at Flex Performance. That's our physio guy. They're incredible over there, and they take really good care of us. It's awesome. You know, really professional kind of. It's yeah, professionalism at its max.
Plus, the weather is good there all year around too.
Oh, it's been 95 degrees the last 2 days. I'm
So no,
cooking.
so no snow shoveling for you or snow
No,
blowers like in Buffalo.
no, just applying a lot of sunscreen here and there.
I'm gonna have to get out there one day. I've never been to Las Vegas, but I also would like to catch one of your games there too, because I'm such a huge fan of this league, and I hope this league continue to grow and expand because I think the athletes, you guys are amazing and just as good as the other professional athletes.
Oh yeah, yeah, it should come on out. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, no, thank you.
You're
We
welcome.
try.
Hey Chase, can you just give us the thoughts on your time with the Buffalo Bandits, being drafted by them, I believe 13th overall in 2017, and then
Yep.
playing in five straight NLL finals and winning three straight NLL Cup wins. What was that experience like for you?
Um, my time in Buffalo was unforgettable. Something that was unbelievable. Great time. To start off a professional career there, it's something that's crazy. You know, you go from I was playing small town, small Division 3 in college there at Newman. Maybe get some fans out, maybe like 50 tops, of just like students coming out, a couple parents. Um, and then I played junior in Delta, where we had actually a pretty good showing, but small barn, you know, like 2,000 people, which is kind of sick to play in there. And then you come to Buffalo, get drafted, and personally didn't know what Buffalo lacrosse was until I got there. Like within like the Bandits and stuff like that. Like I knew what the team was, but I didn't know like the history and all that stuff of like the numbers they pulled. So like my first game was against Toronto in the KeyBank Center with what 17,000 people. I'm like, holy smokes! Like this is crazy, and like I'm like this is where I'm gonna start off. Like, so it was a really good just start off experience that I'm honored to be able to say I played there and got to experience that kind of hospitality from them, to even management, ownership, and then even down just like the fans in the community and just the whole city in general. It was awesome, and going through and yeah, 5 straight finals, 3 championships. Awesome. I mean, it take got a big thing that we kind of just talked about near the end there is like, well, we had to learn to lose before we got to win, right? We've talked about how like our mentality was in those 2 years that we lost, and how we all just kind of needed to mature as individuals and as like players, teammates, and just as a whole for it to kind of get to that point, right? And we embrace that, and it's a learning lesson that kind of, you just take little things out throughout life that kind of just, I don't know. There's a lot of lessons in lacrosse that you can, and then playing sports that you can kind of take and help address and navigate through life. So it was one of those things that it was great to have those guys to be doing it together with, because it was a massive family over there. Those guys, everybody was basically together, that core from stepping in to stepping out, even though majority of that core is still there. Like, we kind of just lost me and Chris, but it's like it's so, which says a lot about that team, right? Like they treat everybody, their players really well, and everybody just kind of wants to stay there because it's a fun place to play. But then yeah, learning a lot, and then got the finally crossed that bridge and was able to hoist that trophy for us. And I think once we did that, we knew what it took, and it was okay. Let's keep this train rolling and get that three-peat and just keep it going.
I have
And
a
it was
viewer.
like the three-peat was never the goal. It was always just win the next one, win the next one. Because I don't know, the most addicting thing I think is winning. Right, so you just want to feel that all the time.
We all know how good John Tavares is as a player, the Wayne Gretzky of lacrosse. How much of an impact has he had on your career as a head coach and a mentor? And how good is he as a head coach, being able to get guys, stars, to buy into the team first thing? I know people hate me saying this in Buffalo, the Patriots way, but there's a thing called the Bandits way.
No, it is the Bandits way, and it's kind of addressed. At the end of the day, JT doesn't even really have to address the way it is. It's just kind of the standard that is addressed by the captains and or veterans of that team. As you kind of get introduced to that team, you just kind of figure it out that, oh, this ship's run a certain way, and if I don't do my job or flow with how everything's going and kind of thing, then you'll just be replaced, kind of deal, until they'll find somebody who will do it the Bandits way. With all that, and no, being coached by JT was great. The way he sees the game and kind of dissects it makes you look at it from a different angle, which was awesome. Especially if, like, I learned a lot just from me just being kind of like a reactionary player, and he kind of like turned me into more of like being able to develop plays into reactionary stuff, which was awesome. And then yeah, no, but just back into that whole mentality of it, it's leadership and just being known that. And honestly, the fans and the community kind of hold you up to that too, because if you're not winning, they're not happy, and if they're not happy, you kind of know about it.
What was the biggest strengths as a head coach John Tavares had?
At times the capability to listen and hear what we're trying to say at time, like especially with Dane and our leaders at with things, and then but also just kind of just getting the game plan across. It was, I like, yeah, if you had a game plan, he wanted to tell it to us, and we just execute it, and he wanted it done a certain way, and we'd all come together and get it done.
I have a viewer watching from Buffalo. His name's Rob Schneider. He has his own podcast show called the 716 Sports Blizzard. He's a huge Buffalo fan, a huge Bandit fan. So he wanted to say hi to you, Chase, and he wanted to say thank you for your time in Buffalo.
No problem. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the support, showing up all the time.
To me, they're one of the best fan bases in pro sports, even the
No,
other
yeah,
sports leagues.
it's impressive. It's awesome. It was a great thing to be a part of.
Chase, do you remember your first National Lacrosse League goal and who
I
you scored
do.
it against?
Yeah, it was a quick stick from Josh Byrne on Nick Rose.
Pretty good goalie to score on. Hall of
Yeah,
Famer.
especially the first one, not bad.
You remember your first National Lacrosse League game that you played in?
I think it was that one.
That one, yeah.
It was that one. I scored my first game.
How good is that rivalry with the Toronto Rock?
That's an unreal kind of, you know, I don't know. You just like being from the West. I was like Vancouver growing up naturally. It's just like that Vancouver Toronto just kind of happens, right? Um, but then like coming to Buffalo, you didn't really understand like how that rivalry was, like how heated it was until like you play it. It literally just takes one game, and you're like, oh, is this serious? And then it just fuels you, and it's one of those games that like I don't know every time it's kind of like circled on your calendar for multiple different reasons. Like, well, you're fired up for it, but at the same time, you're like, okay, like here we like this, we're gonna go into a dogfight. Um, and for the first couple of years there, we played them 3 times in the regular season and probably 2 to 3 times in playoffs at times, right? Like it was, we played Toronto a lot. And yeah, so it was a lot of heated games, good wins on both sides. But I'm pretty sure we came out on top, yeah, numbers wise, and won the ones that mattered for, I mean, the last 5 years at least.
And hopefully you guys will continue to keep developing and winning in Vegas and maybe develop a rivalry with Vancouver. Your hometown team is 11-4 and battling for first place. So I think that's great that Vancouver is doing successful, and hopefully you guys can continue to win and move up in the standings.
Yeah, no, that's we're just trying to keep our train rolling forward and focusing on one game at a time, and that's Calgary this weekend. And yeah,
What were some of your most memorable moments or most memorable moment as a Buffalo Bandit, and how difficult was it to make the decision to leave Buffalo, and how did you come about coming across with the Las Vegas Desert Dogs, signing with them?
so memories, Buffalo. I mean, obviously you got to put in winning there, but at the same time, like I don't know, you think back and a lot of just good times off the floor of like just living in that house with that guys. We had what 7 guys living in a house all together. That Josh and Dane owned, and just the laughs and the good times in there, just eating dinner together and just messing around, all that was great, unreal. Miss those, and then you go to the team. Yeah, like I said, winning is great. And just kind of like I don't know, as you kind of get with new teams here and there, but you build like a, I don't know, Buffalo was a bond, a brotherhood type deal type thing. So just like the grind that, because I don't know, we were there together every day kind of thing, living together, battling the shitty weather. And just kind of all that drive, the 2 hour drive to Toronto for practices, and just kind of like it was a grind at times, and just like enduring that, you kind of miss being able to like look over and know that like, then you got your buddy doing it with you and all that kind of stuff and all that. The fans, I mean, still like I traveled out to Rochester this past weekend with the team, and a couple Bandits fans made the drive out from Rochester to say hi and just see me and Chris, and it's just little things like that that you can't take for granted. You know, you just appreciate it, and you know it's Buffalo is a special place, especially for lacrosse, and just how they treat their people.
Hopefully one day the Bandits will have their own practice facility in Buffalo. And I wanted to ask you this too. Do you guys have a practice facility that's close to your arena in Vegas?
No, not yet. We
Not
are
yet.
currently, I think they're working on getting our a facility all set up and all that kind of stuff for us.
Now, Chase, you did play in a game against the Bandits on January 3rd. You had 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points in a loss. Obviously, you wanted to win that game. How nervous were you coming into that game against your former teammates, and the reaction that you got from Bandit Land?
Wasn't like nervous, you know what I mean? It's just like excited. You know, it's like something that like you knew was gonna happen at like one day, right? Like that I was gonna end up playing there. So like being on the other side, it's like, yeah, you're like, okay, how's this gonna kind of go in a sense? How's it gonna feel? But you know, it's just it's going to work at the end of the day. It's fun. Like you enjoy what you're doing no matter where or when you're doing it. Um, no, I was super excited to go into a couple nerves like pregame, like kind of going out with the tunnel, like hearing the bagpipes get fired up, and you're in the opposing dressing room. I was like, oh, like, all right, here we go. Like that's kind of like when I guess the adrenaline really started to kick in and all that. But no, going out there and seeing everybody just the same fans, and we got like the salute, kind of everybody cheering. Still a lot of mine and Chris's jerseys being worn in the stands for games, so it was cool going back there. But I don't know, I'll be fired up to go back again and maybe put on a couple better performance and we can walk out with a win.
Did you end up going into the home locker room instead of the visitors one when you went back to the KeyBank Center?
No, 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 not at all. I know better than that.
Now, how did it all come about signing with Las Vegas and did Chris Kluche, did you both kind of was that kind of like a package deal with Vegas, or that's something that just came on your both of your own sides? They worked out best for both of you.
It's kind of worked out best for both of us, I guess, at the end of the day. But no, free agency opened up, and wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I know, like, I would have loved to have stayed in Buffalo, like if everything made sense. Stay in Buffalo and just stay with the guys, play with that team and that organization, with that fan base. But no, got a really good contract offer from Willie here and Cody to come out to Vegas, and um, it was nice. Just like terrifying to kind of like figure out that I was picking up my life. 'Cause I don't know, you spend 7 years in one place, living there full time. That I don't know, it's kind of a big change. Um, Doing that, so they had to like wrap the head around moving. But then you had Chris. We kind of were best buds ever since he joined the Bandits. We played on basically every team in every different season that you could ever together. Won championships and all that. So lived together. The list goes on and on. So yeah, we're just bouncing ideas off each other. We're open about what contracts we were seeing from what teams and all that kind of stuff. And then came across that we both got an offer from Vegas, and looked at each other. We're like, if this pans out and it makes sense, then like, I mean, what better package deal than me and you to go together and keep built, uh, just balling with each other and just yeah, growing together. Um, but yeah, so it was just kind of that, and making the transition. Him coming with me was a lot easier. I mean, yeah, him coming with me made the transition a lot easier. So it's great. I know we're enjoying our time here right now. I mean, I see him almost every day, and we got no complaints.
What makes Chris Kluche such a great teammate and also a player too?
He's an absolute competitor. Some guy you can always rely on. In every kind of situation. If you need a big goal, I mean, they don't call him this on Memorial Day for nothing. um, because he can score at will whenever he wants. He's always down for like asking questions on like what he sees and asking what you see in certain situations. Wants to learn and to just make the team kind of flow nicely. He's one of the most vocal guys in our team calls. Um, with things, and a lot of it is just him taking accountability. Puts a lot of pressure on himself because he holds himself to a really high standard, as all of us do. So it's just a great kind of energy in the locker room that we all kind of have. But Chris is a remarkable player, a great person, and yeah.
Now, Chase, when you were in Buffalo, you wore 95 and Vegas in 8. Is there a story behind the numbers 95 and 8?
So I grew up wearing 8. In like junior, went to school. Actually, in college, or high school, I wore 8. College, I wore 0. And then had an injury my first year. So my jersey got all cut up, and then had to switch numbers in college. So I went back to 8 for 2 years, and then when I transferred to Philly, I went back to 0. So eight's kind of just been like my number. Wore 95 once for Team BC when I was younger. It's because 95 is the year I was born, and eight's the month I was born. Um, yeah, no. And then in Buffalo, I would have wore 8 if Kevin Brownell didn't have it when I showed up and got drafted. But I didn't even bother to ask Kevin to give his number to a rookie. So it just went with 95, and I knew that. Yeah. So then coming here, new team, kind of different change, and I wore 8 again in the summer for Allegheny, and I just kind of I liked the way it looked on my back. Just good number. Just brought me back to like the junior days of just a different vibe and kind of different style, different name, kind of I don't know, just different look.
I
So it
had to
took
ask
8.
you this too. I had to ask you this as well. Every player has a goal song now in the National Lacrosse League, just like the NHL. What's the story behind your song with Queen, Fat Bottom Girl?
um. So yeah, like, we don't have one in Vegas. We got a team one in Vegas, and it's Who Let the Dogs Out. But Fat Bottom Girls in Buffalo, man, just I think Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie came out, and it was just one of those good ones. And I don't know, they ask you, they're like, it's what do you want your goal song to be? And it's a big question, honestly. That's a big task because that's I don't know that times 19,000 people that you either are gonna impress or they're gonna let down. So I'm thinking about it. You just think about what kind of like is like the crowd that comes to Bandits games. Great crowd that wants to have a good time. And I go like thinking about Bohemian Rhapsody. That movie came out. I go, everybody just loves this song. Whenever it comes on at weddings, like all that kind of stuff. It's like, and I was like, man, that's gonna be the one. And everyone was like, what? So I did it, and then everybody loved it. So it's a good one.
Chase, I'm going to put you on the spot here. How much have you evolved and improved as a player over the years? And now that you're kind of a veteran, are you seeing yourself more of a mentor like some of the guys were with you when you came to the Bandits?
Evolved, yeah, absolutely as a player. Especially that goes to a lot to with JT and Dane and just learning from him and all the other guys that have kind of been around. I've been around Sean Evans, Callum Crawford. So I've had a lot of mentors myself to watch and learn the game from, but learned a lot of just playing style and kind of just how to make it easier on yourself from Dane over the past 7 years playing with him. But now, yeah, I guess I am a veteran in this league now, and the role has kind of changed, especially transferring from Buffalo to Vegas and becoming an older guy on the team. That yeah, I've had great conversations with some younger guys on this team, and they're asking questions, and I'm like just kind of laughing. I was like, damn, these are the same kind of questions that I asked when I was a kid or when I was like
Right.
first couple of years in there. So no, it's a cool transition. It's cool to see. Makes you feel a little old, but also it makes you appreciate kind of the path that I've kind of come up on, and appreciate the mentors that I've had, like and all that. So,
What's 2 words to describe Chase Fraser as a lacrosse player and a teammate?
oh, lacrosse player and a teammate. 2 words. Um, for each or just one in general.
One in general.
Um, passionate and uh, out of the box.
I was going to say a grinder, a hard worker, blue
Yeah,
collar,
kind of just
blue
dude.
collar.
Yeah, yeah. Just get shit done.
Now, tell us some about some of your other teammates on this team, and who are some of the guys on the Desert Dogs that are you just can't believe how good they are being on their team now, being a teammate.
No, Mitch, like I said, he evolved a lot from the last time I played. He's an unreal player. I've said a lot about Chris already. Adam, yeah, Potsy, that's one unbelievable athlete. I'll just say that. He's gets up and down the floor crazy. Every single ball that's on the ground in his area is his. It's kind of me and Sean Wesley will be sitting in the box watching the games, and ball's down on the ground, and you just hear Wes go, "Oh, Potsy's," and he picks it up and runs away, gets another loose ball. Another guy that's like that is Kirsty. He's an absolute animal, D transition guy that's going on there and shoots the heck out of the ball, can hit any corner he kind of wants. You got Killer, who's a hell of a shot. Kyle Killing, if he gets that hands free. You got Donnie, Mr. Cornell himself. Um, that's just a great guy to play with. We're super smart. with what he's doing. And Grinds wants to learn, asks a lot of questions too, bounces off each other, wants to make sure he's doing right for me as I'm doing for him, kind of going back and forth, having a lot of fun playing with Donnie. What's going on? I mean, Caleb Kahn, our young 19-year-old goalie now, just an absolute gem of a beauty. I mean, you got a great team here, great guys, and all that. So we could go on and on at the list, but yeah, no, great offense. I mean, as you see, I think we're number one for goals and goals per game in the league right now, like close to what 13 or whatever it is.
Wow.
But so yeah, no, I mean, we get along, we have a lot of fun, we laugh, we get at each other. I mean, because we're just all, I mean, passionate, caring about just wanting to win and the best for expect the best from ourselves. We expect the best from each other too.
Chase, if you were the NLL commissioner for one day or even one week, what's one rule that you'd like to see change or with instant replay? If there was one thing
Holy
about the game you'd like to
smoke.
change.
Hmm. Oh, if a non-shooter's in the crease and it doesn't affect with the goalie's positioning, who cares? That's my take. That's my take.
The instant
That's the
replay,
rule.
I'm a fan of, but I think sometimes it goes on too long. I talked to
Yeah,
Pat
throwing a shot
Gregor.
clock on for that would be good. Like a 2 minute, 2.5 minute kind of time
I would
frame. You can't figure it out in that time, then the call on the floor stands. But
I'd
then you
say
got to
60
think like if they
seconds.
have, I think if they have offsetting calls, then 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 you got with the head official, I guess. So, yeah, I guess that would be the head one. But I don't know, 60 seconds. I give
60 seconds.
minute and a half.
Okay, 90 seconds. I talked to Pat Gregor from TSN about that
Yeah.
and also Brian Shanahan too. And guys around this league have been really great about coming on this show and also explaining to me about some of the rules and stuff like that as well. What's a stereotype about the game of lacrosse that you still hear as a player?
Stereotype.
I know for years
Huh.
before I started following this league, I heard, "Oh, it's a goon sport. It's all fighting and violence," and that's not the case.
No, yeah, it's kind of evolved from that. It's like the stereotype. I don't even know, man.
Okay,
Of a
for me,
lacrosse player, I guess there's two. There's like either you're really healthy or you're not. You know, either you look like an athlete or you don't look like an athlete. That's like I think that's which is I think that's one thing with lacrosse, which is kind of ironic and kind of funny.
you mentioned this early in the show too about soccer, and the guys that play soccer have to have great cardio. For being a lacrosse player too, your guys' cardio has to be outstanding because that's a lot of running and it's a lot of use on your legs too, wear and
Yeah,
tear over the
yeah,
season.
no, cardio's got to be good, but you got to have a lot of your fast twitch muscles got to have conditioning. Because it's a lot of sprinting that we're doing, 30 seconds on kind of shifts, and then taking a little break and going again, right? It's continuous ongoing. So you got to have, yeah, really good conditioning to be able to control your heart rate. Because when your heart rate going up too high, you got to be able to slow that down so you can breathe. If you can breathe, you can think. If you think, you can win.
Can you just mention about the importance of having a good training staff?
Oh, no. Yeah. We got unbelievable. Corey, she's a team mom out here, and got a bunch of, you got Dr. Bashron, like I said, Dana, got Beetle, all these guys, and this massive staff that takes care of everybody in every kind of whatever situation they need. Massage therapist, just normal physio, yeah, acupuncture. What did I get done yesterday? What's the shockwave therapy? Getting all that, all that kind of stuff. So that, and like I said, the recovery facility that we have at Project Wellbeing, the capability to get into that whenever we need to is insane. They take really
Chase,
good care of us down here.
being in Vegas and you're trying to grow the sport, how's the media exposure with the team? And overall, do you feel the league has made steps with being on TSN and ESPN?
League wise, yeah, the ESPN TSN deal is good. Maybe just gotta get more games on um live TV kind of thing get going. And maybe if that's having to play games at different times and that's having to play games at different times on Saturdays or whatever, right? Just as long as we're able to get some more eyes on the sport, I think that'll really help. But here in Vegas, yeah, no, we got a Fox 5 down here. That's like one of our partners and sponsors. So we go into there a couple times a month to do promos for games and just kind of hang out with them. Done like commercial videos with them and stuff like that for doing all that. So we go there, we go to radio stations and hop on that stuff again a couple times a month. So we're doing we're doing a lot of news media stuff out here to get growing the game, and it is, and a lot of people are asking questions, coming out continuously, and all that stuff. So it's great.
Have you thought about starting up the Chase Fraser podcast?
No, yeah, we've like joked about it with like the Tyrell with the loading lacrosse podcast of us just kind of just shooting the shit on it and seeing what people want to do that, which would kind of be fun. But I feel like yeah, could be good, could be good entertaining. I don't know. Let's see what the people say. If you guys want us to do a podcast, let us know. We'll do a podcast. It'd be kind of fun to do, I guess.
Did you ever get on Josh and Dane's podcast when you were
Yeah, I've
with
been
the
on there a
Bandits?
couple times. It was fun doing it with them. Their first couple episodes were rough, but I know starting it off, it's a transition to figure it out.
It's like with me 6 years ago. I was awful. I couldn't get guests on. I wasn't very confident. And Pat Gregor, who I met through another sports company, kept believing in me and giving me encouragement and some feedback. And it's just like anything, even like pro athletes, the more reps you do, the more comfortable, not comfortable, but the more confident you get.
Absolutely. That's just life. The more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Hey, Chase, if you got a few more minutes, I just got a couple more quick questions I wanted to ask you. Just thoughts on head coach and GM Sean Williams and the coaching staff in Vegas.
No, nothing but good things to say about Willie. Um, Great head coach. He's comes in and always has his message and gets across what he wants to get done. Super supportive with the guys, and he's there to talk. He's personable as you guys can probably see throughout all our videos and stuff like that we post on our socials. Then you get into Hickey, who is the absolute just kind of he's a lacrosse guy. Hickey, great offensive coordinator, knows his stuff, knows his game, knows what he wants to run, and has our systems and has that hammered into us. Like our film sessions are pretty intense. He has a PowerPoint breakdown of certain different things throughout the games of wins, losses at certain times. He breaks it down into segments that make it make sense and see where important times in games where we really need to improve and stuff like that. And no, it's great and it's unreal coaching staff. Happy here and yeah, nothing but good things to say.
What are your thoughts on the unified standings, and do you like the current playoff format?
Yeah, unified standings is nice. Yeah, playoff format, everything works. I mean, it's just for me at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's win more games than you lose, and hope, and then make your way playoffs and win. Then, all right. It's just like I said, we're getting down to that crunch time where you just got to win. So you got to do whatever it takes to win for everybody right now.
One quarter, one game at a time, I guess. That's the approach you
Yeah,
guys have.
every shift at a time.
Chase, just finally, quick thoughts on this weekend's opponents, the Calgary Roughnecks, who have had a tough season. And what are some keys to a Desert Dogs win from your perspective?
No, it's a good game. We got a two teams here, like us and Calgary, that we're fighting for a playoff position, and they're fighting to keep their season alive. So it's gonna be an absolute battle. Good goaltending, good defense, good offense. It's gonna be good teams that are coming out battling against each other. And if at the end of the day we stick to our game plans of following what Hickey comes up with our game plan, which I can't leak to you guys right now because it just won't
No.
make sense. You can um, you guys can watch on Saturday and you see what our game plan and watch us execute what needs to be done, and we execute what needs to be done. We'll walk out of there uh, sitting in a good spot.
Hey, Chase, when your lacrosse career is done in the future, any chances that you'd be a coach, get into the coaching aspect once your career is done?
Possibly see what happens. Starting to coach out here with the high schools, so start getting if I get the love for the coaching and doing that, then maybe step in here. But the plan for after lacrosse is firefighting.
And actually, my niece or one of my nieces is going for firefighter training right now.
Oh, right on. Yeah,
So
that's sweet.
now I was going to ask you something, Chase, as we wrap this show up. I completely forgot what I was going to ask. I hate that. But what's a fun fact about Chase Fraser that the fans might not know about you?
I could ride a horse before I knew how to walk.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up on a horse farm, and my grandfather and grandmother were horse trainers and stuff like that. So I would just they put me on it, and I could hold the reins and walk around on a horse by myself when I was a kid.
And what would you say right now to the Desert Dog fans watching the show or listening to it?
Come out Saturday, watch us lay a whoop into the Roughnecks, and see you guys on the 18th when we go against the Seals to push through if we get playoff position.
And what would you tell Banditland from your time there in Buffalo?
Nothing but great things to say about Buffalo. Loved my time there. Miss the fans. Miss everybody. Hope everybody's all good. Much
And and
love.
and hopefully next year they'll be able to play you guys twice a year, because this year they only played you guys once, and I believe they only played the Toronto Rock once, and that's wrong.
It's
I'm
just
hoping
how I
next.
think that the league has it. The schedule kind of gets everybody gets put into thirds of like how you finish, and then you play everybody in your third two or three times, twice, and everybody else once. It's weird how it works.
Now I remember I wanted to ask you as we wrap this up, Chase. How do you like the 18 game schedule? Do you find that is plenty enough, or would you like to see it eventually expand to 22 games?
I'm a full time lacrosse player, so if you want to add more games in there, that's sick. Go ahead.
Finally, where can our audience follow you on social media and the Las Vegas Desert Dogs? And your next game is what, this Saturday night at 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock
7 o'clock
here.
Pacific climb. Yeah. Instagram is Chase Fraser 95. My Twitter is the phrase 8. That's FRAZE 8 on Twitter or X or whatever everyone's calling it. And then yeah, Las Vegas Desert Dogs on Instagram. That's kind of all you gotta know. Follow those guys, follow us around, and some good content. Just keep up with the lacrosse world. We're pretty active on it.
Now I remember I wanted to ask you, Chase, as we wrap this up. When you were with Buffalo, who is one of your favorite guys to interview with?
Interview with Steve Bermel was always funny to get involved with him, chat with him and stuff like that when I did. So it was good.
He's been on my show 5 times,
But John
and
Gertler, you can't go wrong with John Gertler,
John.
just the way he is. But yeah, always like the pregame interviews with Gertzy. It's good, and you'd always end it with a funny comment or something, some one liner from some movie that he knows. So it was good.
What makes John such a great interviewer and a play-by-play announcer?
Just the it's just the way John, it's the way Gertzy is. He's raw. He's just there. He's authentic and calls it how it is.
And it was Pat and John that really got me into lacrosse 4 years ago. And I just really enjoy this league, this sport, and being able to interview players like yourself. And Chase, I want to say thank you so much for giving us almost an hour of your time tonight. And I want to say get better, get back on the field soon, and continue success with Las Vegas. And I will be watching both games Saturday night, the Bandits game against Saskatchewan, and then I'll be flipping back to your game against Calgary as well, because I just enjoy lacrosse, and it reminds me of the Canadian Football League. No lead is safe, and the games are not over until the scoreboard says 0.
Yeah, you gotta wait till that final whistle.
So,
Yeah,
all
thanks for
right.
having me on. It was great.
Thank you so much, Chase, and thanks to Dana, and continued success, Chase, and hopefully we can have you back on again in the future as a guest.
Sounds good.
Thanks
Take
a lot,
care.
Chase. You too.
Yeah, bye.
All right, guys, that wraps up season 13, episode 25, overall 684 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Automall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com. Want to say thank you to Las Vegas Desert Dogs forward Chase Fraser for coming on, 3-time National Lacrosse League champion, 1-time Premier Lacrosse League champion as well. That's what I forgot to ask him, was Chase's time with the Premier Lacrosse League, the PLL, the Outdoor League. Hopefully I can ask Chase a little more about that if he comes back on our show in the future. Before we wrap up the show, guys, I'm going to play a little clip of the Desert Dogs comeback win against Rochester from Saturday night. This clip is courtesy of the Las Vegas Desert Dogs YouTube channel. Las Vegas Desert Dogs YouTube channel. Please subscribe and like. And this is the ending of the Las Vegas Rochester game where Vegas pulled out a 17-13 win.
Now we'll pull it up top to Patra. 5.5 to go here in the fourth. We're tied at 13. The shot, he scores. Over now to Donville. Back to Jones. Now to Donville. In front, the shot, he scores. Mitch Jones slid right down low and bangs it home. It's the Desert Dogs on a 3-0 run to take a 2-goal lead here late in the fourth. In front, the shot, and he scores. Kluche. Bell rolls it over, intercepted by Jensen. Jensen racing in on goal, shooting, he scored! Taylor Jensen knocked it away. And then he'll give it back now to Patra with 20 seconds to go. Patra staring at an empty net, gives it across to Jones. He shoots and scores. To Biles, and he'll fire that long shot. It's grabbed out of the air, and the Desert Dogs have come into Rochester and finished off the Nighthawks.
That clip courtesy of the Las Vegas Desert Dogs YouTube channel, and that was a big 17-13 win over Rochester. Las Vegas right now is in the number 8 and final playoff spot in the National Lacrosse League unified standings. They are 6-7, and they have a big game this Saturday night, which would be March 28th at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 on the West Coast, as Las Vegas hosts the Calgary Roughnecks, who need a win to stay alive, or if they lose, I believe, are eliminated from playoff contention as well. So that is a huge game, Calgary and Las Vegas, Saturday night at 10 o'clock Eastern. And the Buffalo Bandits, Chase's former team, take on Saskatchewan Rush at 9 o'clock. So yours truly will be watching both Buffalo, Saskatchewan, and the Calgary, Las Vegas game as well. And I have another announcement to make as we wrap up the show, guys. The next live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by BarryCullen.com, is going to be on Friday, March 27th at 11 a.m. That's 11 a.m. Eastern, with special guest Robin Huffman, an actress, model, talent scout as well. So Robin Huffman, an actress, a model, and talent scout, will be on live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show again tomorrow, Friday, March 27th at 11 a.m. Eastern. And as we wrap up this show, guys, I think I have a comment here, and the comment is from Jonathan. Rob Schneider, thank you for watching. And Jonathan, I'm sorry I just saw your comment now. Jonathan's a big Bandits fan. Miss you in Buffalo, Chase. And it sounds like, Jonathan, it was strictly a business decision. And unfortunately, these guys are professional athletes, and sometimes they have to make tough business decisions. But Chase, from what he was telling me here on our show tonight, he loved playing for the Buffalo Bandits, the organization, and the Banditland fans. And the organization has been great to me, being self-taught into media, giving me opportunities to interview Bandit players and to learn about the National Lacrosse League. So I was just very fortunate to get Chase Fraser on our show tonight, and Thomas Whitty last night as well. So if you're a Buffalo Bandits fan, check out my show, Live with CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show, from last night with transition defenseman Thomas Whitty, who played his university lacrosse at the University of Guelph, where I live. So, Jonathan, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching on Facebook. And I'm hoping one day, without getting into politics, I'll be able to get back to the KeyBank Center. I really love the city of Buffalo, and I love the KeyBank Center. And being at the Bandits game, the fans are great, and everybody with the organization has treated me first class. So, Jonathan, thank you so much for watching. And Robbie Schneider, By the way, guys, check out Robbie Schneider. He is on 716 Sports Blizzard podcast. He's on YouTube. He's on Twitter X. And I will be on his show Sunday, March 29th at 8 p.m., I believe. Sunday, March 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Robbie and I will be talking a little lacrosse, a little NHL, and maybe a little baseball as well. So a little shout out to Robbie Schneider from Buffalo, New York. And he is one of my biggest supporters here. So thank you so much. And as we wrap up the show, guys, again, you can follow Chase Fraser on his X page, _Phrase95. And he's also on Instagram.com/Chase Fraser95. And if you want to follow the Las Vegas Desert Dogs team, their website is LasVegasDesertDogs.com. Or if you want more information about the National Lacrosse League, go to NLL.com. And it's a great sport. And if you're in Ontario, like I am, you're not far from the KeyBank Center in Buffalo, or you're the Toronto Rock down the street in Hamilton at the newly renovated TD Coliseum. I'm going to have to get to a Rock game. They're having a great season at 9-5, but their new arena, I hear, the TD Coliseum, they spent $300 million renovating. It looks absolutely great as well. So hopefully the game of lacrosse will continue to grow here in Ontario, especially with the Toronto Rock and the Oshawa Firewolves as well. As we wrap up this show, guys, the Cambridge and District Society is having fun on Saturday, April 11th, 2026, from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Cambridge Newfoundland Club, located at 1500 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. They're having a Prohibition Speakeasy fundraising event. Tickets are $75 per ticket, and you can purchase tickets at CambridgeHumaneSociety.org. That's CambridgeHumaneSociety.org, or you can call them at 519-623-7722, extension 0. Ask for Kat or Zach, or you can go down to the Cambridge District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge and talk to Zach or Kat there as well. And the Cambridge District Humane Society, if you're looking to adopt a pet, remember, adopt, don't shop. And at the Cambridge District Humane Society, you can't buy happiness, but you can adopt it. And good news, guys, in the last week, Daisy, who had been there for 4 months, was adopted last week and went to her new home and family. And today, Christopher, who's been down, who came into the shelter in bad shape back last August, has been there for 7 months, and he's made a lot of improvement. And today, Christopher got adopted and went home as well. So in the past week, we've had happy endings for Daisy and Christopher, and now we need to get Bernie and Olivia adopted as well. And Michelle and their staff do a really great job in looking after the animals down at the Cambridge District Humane Society and making sure they're adopted into good homes with good families as well. So always remember, adopt and don't shop. And check out the Cambridge District Humane Society as well. And hopefully we'll see you at the Prohibition Speakeasy fundraiser on Saturday, April 11th, 2026. And also, if you can't attend the event, but you have a prize or a business you'd like to donate a prize for the silent auction, you can call Kat or Zach at 519-623-7722, extension 0, if you're interested in donating a prize for their silent auction at the Prohibition Speakeasy fundraising event, 1920s themed. So it's not that far away, guys. And as we wrap up the show, guys, the federal EV rebate is back. Get up to $5,000 off the purchase of your new Chevrolet EV. More details are available at Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Automall. And again, Barry Cullen Chevrolet is a proud sponsor and advertiser of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. And I want to say thank you as we wrap this up. Thank you to you, the audience, for watching this show. And thank you to the audience listening to the show as well. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show is on audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and wherever podcasts are available. And Live with CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show is live streamed live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, X, and Instagram as well. So thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to the show. And also, I reached today, Live with CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show on audio has reached over 11,000 plus listens and downloads on Spotify. So I'm very fortunate. Thank you, everyone, for again watching this show live stream or on my audio platforms. And I have 80 countries around the world watching, 80 countries around the world listening to this show. And I'm approaching 700,000 views on my YouTube channel. So I really appreciate everyone's support of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. And that wraps it up for today, guys. Again, I want to say thank you to Chase Fraser, three-time NLL champion with the Buffalo Bandits, and now a forward with the Las Vegas Desert Dogs for coming in here today as well. And as we wrap the show up tonight, we've got we've got March Madness going on, NCAA men's basketball tonight. We've got Texas and Purdue, Iowa, Nebraska, Arkansas, Arizona, and Illinois in Houston. And NBA tonight, we've got New Orleans at the Pistons. Pistons are trying to bounce back from a heartbreaking 130 to 129 loss to Atlanta as well. Kate Cunningham still out with a collapsed lung, and Isaiah Stewart is out with a sprained ankle as well. So hopefully the Pistons can get a win tonight. And Major League Baseball started up last night with the Yankees winning over the Giants. Today, the Tigers, led by Tarek Skudrow, and the rookie Kevin McConkel, who had 4 for 5 today and 2 RBIs in the Detroit Tigers 8-2 win over the San Diego Padres. So the rookie Kevin McConkie, 4 for 5 today with 2 RBIs, and Tarek Skudrow pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, 3 hits, and 6 strikeouts. So the Tigers are 1-0 and are back again in San Diego for the weekend to take on the Padres as well. So, and the Toronto Blue Jays have opened up their 50th season of Toronto Blue Jays baseball tomorrow night at 7:07 when they take on the Las Vegas or Sacramento A's, whatever you want to call them as well. And it's great to have baseball back. The NBA is going on, the NHL is going on, and the National Lacrosse League is now down to another month before their playoffs start as well. So I want to say thank you to Dana from the Las Vegas Desert Dogs for arranging this interview tonight with Chase Fraser. So thank you to Chase Fraser, to Dana, and to the Las Vegas Desert Dogs for organizing this interview tonight as well. And that is about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the NHL games tonight, Major League Baseball games. And again, my next show, Friday, March 27th at 11 a.m. with special guest. It's her first appearance, Robin Huffman, an actress, model, and talent scout as well. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you back here Friday morning at 11 a.m. for another edition of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, hosted by yours truly, Chris Pame, and brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Automall. Have a good night, everybody, and thanks again for watching and listening to this show.